Under Unit 3, we have studied something. Unit 4, some other thing. And Unit 5, some more thing. And all these things contribute to the last chapter, Unit 6. What is that we have under this Unit 6? It is linked with your tourism. Also, it is linked with your environment. Also, it is linked with the people. See, everywhere, how the book has been prepared for you, how best you can learn about many things you can learn about with this. Earlier, what we have seen, astronauts, the people, right? And all these things means from a single man to now the last one is a complete community, unity, integrity. That is what we are going to read in this Unit 6. Very interesting topic it is. Why? Because our constitution is made such that we all are to be called as Indians. Maybe you are Gujarati, maybe you are Maharashtrian, maybe you are Punjabi, maybe you are Sikh, or Sindh, or you are Gujarati, or Telugu, or Tamil, or Kannada, whatsoever you may be called by different state names. Then, in the world, you are recognized as an Indian. They don't say whether you are Andhraite or whether you are from Telangana or from your Odisha. They don't bother. They call you as an Indian. That Indianness we have at times whenever our India faced difficulties, we stood behind it as a one. We may fight within ourselves. We may have difference of opinions within ourselves, but when time comes, we stand together. That is integrity. We don't want anybody to point out about our integrity, our unity, and our this thing, culture. We don't like, that's all, simply like that. But when we are in India, Bengali people may criticize Telugu may criticize somebody else, they may do it, all these things are there. Domestically we may appear to be separated. But when it comes to the international scale, we are one. That is what we are going to read under this, what is one we call the spirit of unity and unity in diversion. We are different. Costumes are different. Culture is different. Festivals are different. Language is different. Script is different. Books are different. Schools are different. Syllabus may also be different. But when it comes to stand together, we are one. Many examples we can show. If you have these oranges which we are getting in the market now, it appears to be very one from outside. One. Open that, we see about 24 different things are there inside. And you have pomegranate here. Some thousands of that pips will be there in it. But from outside it is same one. You see the thing. And again, if you have this pumpkin, if you see, it has different from outside. When you go inside, it is only one. And these are the fruit, these are the vegetables available here in India. If these vegetable and fruit say that they are one, why not we are one? We are one. We may have separate kind of turban. We may have separate kind of dhoti. We may have separate kind of kurta. We may have separate kind of pajama. But when comes to Indianness, we are one. When comes to Indianness, we are one. That is what we are going to read in diversity, unity in diversity. We are separate. But we are again one. And also earlier it was separate means separate. Now what we are seeing is not only inter-caste marriages, we are finding interstate marriage also we are finding. From Bihar, people are coming over here and they are getting married here in Andhra. with a Telugu girl or with a Telugu boy. They are making alliances here. Maybe some Punjabi people from somewhere from Punjab, they must have come over here, they have come here, they settled here, they started doing business here and started a life of Telugu life here. Right? And somewhere from the people have gone to Madras and they are staying and they are speaking that language. They are sending their children to the Madras school only and they are teaching, they are learning and everything in Madras there. Earlier it was not like that, but now diversity, even if we say, people may not agree for it. Cricket team if you take, a hockey team if you take, any team, international level teams if you take, players from every state, they come. They play together to make India win. Successful, they stand for it. They may be from Haryana, they may be from Punjab, maybe from Bihar, maybe from UP, maybe from Andhra, maybe from Gujarat, maybe from Maharashtra. They might have come, they have assembled over there. And what they are doing is, they are fighting for the same cause. That is the cricket match. Our team has to win the World Cup. And the team leader, who is the leader? He is from your Ranchi. Right? He is from there. But they are all obeying him. And under his instructions they are playing. See the thing. Who had given it? Why I should not feel I am a different kind of a player? Why I should obey him? That is not there. When it comes to team spirit, they are one. Maybe from different places they must have come. And you have watched a picture. That is what? The hockey match where Shah Rukh Khan is the coach. Right? Chak De India. You all have watched it. And what did we learn in it? Indianness. When it comes to that, we stand one. Right? This is called your unity in diversity. We have come from different places. We have different culture. We have different dress code. We have different kinds of habits. Different kinds of habits we may have. But when it comes to we stand united for any good cause, a cause of country, we stand united. That is the spirit we have, and that is we read here under unity in diversity. My childhood days, it is an extract from Abdul Kalam's book. Right? There what is said, there what we read is something, is an autobiography like thing. And his childhood days he has put, he has, I think, he highlighted it. Because at the age when he had become president, he thought I should write something. He thought I should write something for the next generation to follow. He thought about. What did he write about? His childhood. Why that is important? Because that was the Second World War time. What is the importance of those days things? There is something, that is integrity it shows. What is that one? Rameshwaram, his place of birth is Rameshwaram. He was brought up in Rameshwaram. His parents were very simple and very generous. Right? And in Rameshwaram, what he used to do, one thing is the deity of that Rameshwaram, it has to be some festival, Teppotsavam we call. That means the deities will be kept in the boats and the boats will be rowed all around there. That is called Teppotsavam. In that, deities, the Brahmins, Hindu Brahmins used to bring onto the now, onto the boat. And whose boat is it anyway? It belongs to the Muslims. Understood? There, these people did not say, why I should have your deities in my boat. No, I don't want. Never. And those people for generations, they used to do that job. For generations. Even if there is some other festival in that area of some fair, in the name of the god is there, they used to take a great part into that fair and that festivities. So there he started. And he did not say that I am a very rich family, from rich family. He did not say. Then his uncle used to bring newspaper to Rameshwaram. And he used to circulate, distribute. And because of the war, what happened is, there was a station, small station, where he is supposed to put some papers there and remaining papers he used to take somewhere. There the train did not stop. That was the first casualty he called. Then what is to be done? The papers are to be thrown onto the platform through the train, running train. And there has to be some boy to collect it. There has to be some boy to collect it. Can you imagine who could be that boy collecting the papers? Our APJ Kalam, he himself used to collect those papers from there. He never bothered to express this. Though he is the President of India, the first citizen of India, he did not hesitate to express that. That is integrity. Not only that, one more thing he said about his childhood. What is it? It is the tamarind seeds. Why these tamarind seeds? In summer, the tamarind, it brings a good crop. Those tamarind, it is collected and it is beaten and the seeds are removed. This was going on in every household during summer. And the tamarind, along with the salt, they make this one and they keep it for the winter and rainy season. Because tamarind is one of the tastes, sour taste. That is the source for it. Now, of course, we are using some other thing. Vinegar we are putting it. But earlier, it is the tamarind is and sambar, without sambar, no Tamilian, no Karnataka and no Andhra people, they cannot survive. It has to be. The tamarind has to be. So, the biggest consumer of tamarind is our people. And what will happen to that seed which is removed? We used to keep them collected. And people used to come to buy them. Why? It is used in some other industry. What is that some other industry? Cotton industry. And these seeds, what they used to do is they make a powder and they make a gruel out of it. And that they used to put on these threads which are dried over there. Suddenly the rate of this tamarind, the demand for the tamarind seeds spurted, increased, went up. So our APJ Kalam, he used to collect, and by that he used to get 1 anna. The day's collection used to get 1 anna. 1 anna means there are 16 annas per rupee. Now you have 100 paise for it. It was 16 anna. 16 anna means pure. And 1 rupee means pure 10 grams of silver. 1 rupee. So now you can understand what the value of the money in those days. So he never hesitated to say that how his childhood has gone. And at this point he has said this about his father, he said about his childhood days, he talked about the war and its implications he spoke. Is that all he spoke about? No. National integrity about he was talked about. That is, now there may be some communal riots, maybe there somewhere in the name of the gods, etc., religions, etc., or creed, caste, etc. But in my time it was not there. This religion people used to help this religion people. I told the example that is boating out the deity. The boats were property of these Muslims. And they used to decorate it for this festival specially. Right? And pretty well before the festival starts, these people are entertained. You come. And all people used to bring that deity into that boats. and the deity used to go around the lake. See, and next what he said, if you read it, you feel wonder. There is a feeling, right? Discriminating activities, discriminating behavior, where it should not have been. That is what he taught. Where it should not have been. A teacher should have a great amount of patience and tolerance for anything. Then, if a child comes with untidy hair, with untidy dress, the teacher, if she behaves like this, then definitely that student does not like you as a teacher. You find out what is the reason. You tell her, you teach her how to be neat and clean. They will do it. What is the importance of that? You make them understand. They will do it. I remember reading a story, the new blue dress. The teacher acted in a very noble manner. She had presented a new dress to a dirty girl. She did not say, hey. And wonderingly, that activity of that teacher has completely changed the complete locality over there. Gates Avenue, a place. It has become a very beautiful place. Earlier, it is a dwelling place for the very poor quality of people, working class of people. It was very unhygienic. So, an action of a teacher, how it can put the difference in the people, change in the people. So, earlier, some other teacher was teaching, and now the teacher has been transferred and one more teacher had come. He had seen the class. In the class 7th, everybody is there, 8th class or 7th class. And suddenly he found at the first bench, a Muslim boy is sitting with a Hindu boy. Hindu, that too Hindu Brahmin boy. He said, get up, go to the last bench. For no reason, no fault of our Abdul Kalam Sahab, he had been shunted out there to the last bench. Right? This, he did not complain anywhere. Abdul Kalam did not complain it to anybody in his locality or into his parenthood. Nowhere he did not say it. But that Hindu Brahmin boy who was sitting beside him, he never faced this kind of a thing. Nowhere. He goes home running and in a weeping face. And that father, he is the chief priest of the Rameswaram temple. And what did he do, you know? He had taken this complaint and he called that new teacher. And he simply said, you see, the children do not know the difference. Right? Their mind is very pure mind. Don't contaminate it with all your dirty ideas. If you want to be like that, please go away. We don't want a teacher here like you. You can pretty well go away. We can appoint some other teacher here. We don't have that kind of a disparity here. We are all equal here in the school. Every student is equal. Above this, one more teacher is science teacher. He is from Orthodox Brahman. Orthodox Brahman, it may appear to be something peculiar now. Orthodox Brahman means I am from Orthodox Brahmin family. If I have this pair of shirt and pant, pair of undergarments, right? As soon as I enter the threshold of my house, there would be a lungi or a towel there. I have to take the towel around my waist, remove all these things. There used to be a box. In that box I have to put this. And with this towel touching nowhere, I'll have to go into the bathroom, take a bath and make this towel completely wet and then go directly to the mandir place in your in front of God, take tilla, come put it, and then go out into your study or your kitchen or your bedroom. Until then, you will not be allowed. Understood? And again, water, if it is supplied to some other person, unknown person, somebody there, a glass is separately kept outside. With that water only we have to supply. We should not touch that. Whosoever wants water, we will put water and he has to take it. Now, we are inviting everybody. Everybody is coming into our house. They are taking water. They are taking tea. They are having food also with us. And I am going and I am having food and everywhere. What I mean to say is that Orthodox word is not there now. But in those days, during Kalam's time, Orthodoxy is there. Even then, he is a science teacher. He invited him for some clarification of doubts. And the clarification of doubts, it took much of a time, and it is almost the dinner time. And he casually said, why don't you be here, take dinner with me? Kalam hesitated. Whoa, what is this? I have to take food here. No, sir. No. Why no? You will have your food with me. Then he asked his wife, serve the food. She said, no, I am not going to serve. You come inside, you have your food in the kitchen, let the boy have his food outside. Oh, is it so? Okay, do one thing. You bring 2 plates of food here, we are sitting here and we have the food here only. That Brahmin considered himself to take his food outside, not in the kitchen. Why I put this is, in earlier days, every household, whether it is a Brahmin or any other household, they used to have their food inside the house, restricted to the kitchen. They had to sit down, squat themselves down, and they used to have the food there. Just compare your house now. You will be sitting in the sofa and watching the TV and you will be having your food. Where? In your drawing room. It is not at all a place to take food, even now, for the hygienic conditions. Whatever the hygienic conditions you have in your kitchen and in your dining hall or your dining table, the very same hygienic condition won't prevail in your lounge or in your bedroom or in your drawing room. Even then, we prefer to take our food in the bedroom or in the hall, sitting in the sofa watching the TV. See the difference. People used to pray before taking any food. Now, here and here I will see nobody is watching, no. Simply I will say this and I eat. Nothing I do, I want to put it in public. But I want to take the food in public. Earlier, everything restricted to house. Take your food in the house. So if at all that person, though belong to the same family, if at all he is asked to go out, your plate is outside, you eat your food there, it is just like a punishment to the boy or to the man. You are a member of that family and you have been asked to take your food outside the kitchen. It is just like a punishment. The same she felt. Okay, you come. You can eat in my kitchen, but I won't serve. That was the condition for the first time. And all along our Kalam Sahib was telling, no sir, I will go home and I will have my food over there. Don't bother, you take your food. All along he was telling. But that Orthodox Brahmin, he was very firm and he took the boy inside his kitchen. He served him there. What is the greatness in it then? The thing which follows next is the great thing. Once again, after several days, Abdul Kalam was invited by the same science teacher for a food. Remembering the past experience, he said, no sir, माफ कीजिए मुझे, मैं घर जाके खाना खाता हूँ. No, you are eating food. And that Mrs. of the teacher, she invited, you see, if you don't take food through my hands, in my kitchen, I feel I am insulted. You come inside. That kind of tolerance was there, what I mean to say. When pre-independent days, World War II means what? Maybe 43 or maybe 45 or 46 in those days. This was the tolerance between two religions. Now where we are, just compare. So this tolerance was there, is there, will be there for years in Indians. That is what our Abdul Kalam has put through his My Childhood Days. Yeah. My Childhood Days. That is the biggest lesson he taught. We were like this. We were never faced any kind of difficulty to be there in the society. Never we bothered. Never. And due respect they used to get. Whatever the respect they had to get, they used to get that kind of respect. Now it is something different. And so we have to go back and read all these things. So that is what we are going to read in your this one. And spirit of unity once again. Spirit of unity. We help each other. Help each other means what? In whatever this condition may be. There we rush. We can see somewhere in Uttarakhand something had happened and the relief measures will go from here. Somewhere in Himachal Pradesh something happens, relief goes from here. Somewhere in Maharashtra, relief measures will go from here. That is your unity. We have that, a spirit, unity of spirit within ourselves. If there is a terrorist attack, if there is a, what we call as a rail derailment, people go and they help the other people to come. Today I was reading about some newspaper, there is some article is there. Some women, they have started some charity. Charity to what extent? There is no question of extent. What kind of help you need, you let us know it. That will be given. Small, when it is started, it is only a simple birthday celebration. That has been celebrated in some home for leper people. From there it started. They ate and they spent some time with them. They have given some help to them. Then again from there reciprocative. Nobody so far had come and they spent time with us. We have been looked at as we are unwanted. By that soft speaking itself, this woman was inspired. To many organizations, whatever the help can be done, it is being given. Now this charity and giving help to many people, it has started now everywhere. The other day I was looking at a video clipping which has come to my phone. He is requesting, you please send money to us. Don't throw it out. Don't burn it out. Don't tear it out. We are hearing people are just throwing the money into the rivers, throwing the money into the canals, etc. Don't throw. These are outdated denomination notes only. But we can make use of it. That way they had money. Charity is increased within ourselves. Why charity? Because it is the thing is we feel that we are all one. That is called your unity spirit. And next, mile sir, mera, tumhara. This is a very famous song which was telecasted in the television during 1980s and 1990s. A very beautiful song wherein almost every Indian recognized language is there. About 16 languages the song goes. And almost every famous singer has put his voice here into it. You name Balamurali Krishna. Recently, this Tuesday, he expired. Right? He made this song a unique song. Bhimsen Joshi of Maharashtra. Right? And even your Chaurasya, the flute masters and violin masters, sitar masters, mridangam masters. These are masters really. They have created this song in 16 languages they sung, and they composed it, and they have put the notes to it, lyrics to it, and everything. Why? Because that is called Indianness. We have that spirit within us. How the song goes, you can see here. Mile Sir Mera Tumhara. As it is better known, is an Indian song and accompanying video feature promoting national integration and unity in diversity. Diversity because it is from Kerala, it is from Karnataka, it is from your Tamil Nadu, it is from Goa, it is from Odisha, it is from Punjab, it is from Gujarat, it is from Maharashtra, it is from Andhra. And from many places, one line or the other, it has come and it has been put over there in the same tune, in the same composition it has been put. Words are different, language is different, but the tune is same. And so, Mile Mera, Sur Mera Tumhara. Sur means the composition, the song, the voice, the tune, the tone. Right? The concept of Mile Sur was developed in 1988 by Lok Seva Sanchar Parishad and promoted by Doordarshan of India, India Ministry of Information. The song was composed by Ashok Patki, co-composed and arranged by Louis Banks, written by Piyush Pandey, then the accounts manager and presently the executive chairman and the creative head of Ogilvy and Mather India. Then All India Radio creative director Ogilvy and Mather, and recorded by a group of people from all walks of life, including the super group of popular Indian musicians, sports personalities, movie stars, etc. We can see many movie stars over there, and Lata Mangeshkar, Asha Bhosle, and even your Sabna Azmi, and many people were there in that. Why? People of many different walks, they have come and they contributed to it. Why? They are to show we are one. We are one, they are to show it. So, the national integration video was intended to instill a sense of pride and promote unity among us. Instill, to put, to imbibe, to insert what? National integrity into every person. It quickly captivated India, gaining and maintaining near anthem status ever since. National anthem, even if it is sung, people with reverence they stand. Right? In the same manner, whenever Mile Surat Mera Tumhara, if this comes in the television, people use it to stop and look at it. Why? People of their recognition are there. People of their recognition are singing. People of their recognition are there playing the musical instruments. And so people, whenever they hear Mile Sur Mera Tumhara, this is the tone over there. And people used to stand there and gluing their eyes to the TV. That is the Sur Mera Tumhara. The song's lyrics are unique. One phrase repeated in 14 Indian languages. This Mile Sur Mera Tumhara, this phrase has been repeated in 14 languages. And for you I will read the నాస్వరము నీస్వరము సంగమమై మనస్వరంగా అవతరించే తెలుగు. And one more, మాజ్యాతుంచ జుల్తా తారా మధురు తారాంచ వరస్తి ధారా Marathi. And if you see, go on seeing many languages you can find out here. And nannadaniga ninnadani dvaniga, here it is Kannada. And tumo amaro saburoro milono srushti koruochi eko tano Odia. Likewise in many languages, 14 languages. And there, if you are a person knowing some language scripts here, you will feel as if you are hearing your own language and you feel elated. That is the spirit of this song. And if you are a Telugu man, if you are in abroad, and if somebody somewhere the Ghantasala songs are being played, automatically you are attached to it, attracted to it, you will go there and you will ask, Telugu ara sir meeru? No doubt. And if you hear the Muhammad Rafi over there, or your Kishore Kumar over there, or Mukesh, then simply you will go, are you from India? From which part? Yeah, is it? I had been there for quite long time, I was there. You speak this to him. What is the thread over there? This song. This song could able to make you meet together in a foreign land. You are attached to each other. Then you will try. Do you have that song of Mukesh? Yeah, I have it. I have the collection of Mukesh, but this song somehow, if you give, I will copy and give it to you. See how the friendship increases, unity comes from diversity. Through a song it comes. And not only that, Chakde India, that song, whenever the picture comes and the song comes, the children, they attach it to the. That is the mesmerizing effect of this song. And so it has been felt that we should have this kind of a song, this kind of inspiration, where we can just instill nationality, its integrity to the people through song. That has been felt, and so it has been written over there, and it has been sung. On many people's lips, the song was being sung whenever it has come. Many people. Even if it is a Tamil, I am very certain he must have sung those 2 lines. And if it is Odia fellow, he must have. Karnataka, he must have. Telugu, he must have. Punjabi, he must have done that. Right? So, the feeling, what is the feeling? It is mine. It is mine, that feeling, how it comes. When the food is your own, which one? Right? Baigan ka bharta. Yadi bola gaya, to people of Bihar, they come out. Yes, it is our own food. Right? And if it is some fish curry, etc., Fadak, the Bengali people will say, yes, Rasagola, it is mine. They claim Rasagola is mine. That kind of claiming capacity or claiming character should be there. And so the songs are the same meaning and the same, what we can say is the instilling capacity, but different sounds, different languages. If it is there, people feel, yes, it is mine. To show Kerala, the elephants have been shown in the water. And to show Andhra, something else has been shown. Right? To show Karnataka, some other thing has been shown. Kerala, the dances have come. This means all the wonders, all the cultures have been shown in that. So the song, which can live for long and long and long years, that should be the inspirational. When it comes to inspirational, Rabindranath Tagore, he writes, or he must not have thought that I am inspiring some people through my poetry, where the mind is without fear. If you go through that, if you read that, really you feel, yes, this should have been our country. This should have been the anthem of our country. That way you feel, where the mind is without fear. Right? I will read that for you. Here, where the mind is without fear and the head is held high, where knowledge is free, where the world has not been broken up into fragments of narrow domestic walls, narrow domestic walls. You are Odisha and I am Andhra, I am Telugu, I am Telangana and I am Tamilian, I am Karnataka. This way, if at all you are thinking that you are building your own walls in between and you are separating yourself from others, don't build them, don't have the walls. Then you are one. If you don't have that feeling, you are one. You are an Indian, you are a human being. That kind of freedom Rabindranath Tagore has seen during that period, very early to your independence. People who are fighting for freedom, I can say those people who fought for it, who died for it, for freedom, they might not be knowing the meaning of freedom. And so here Rabindranath Tagore wanted to put what is a freedom, where the knowledge is free. Where the knowledge is free, why? He had written that. During Sepoy Mutiny, the information could not flow freely from one to one. Then it endangered the cause itself of Sepoy Mutiny. So the information should pass on, it should not be stopped somewhere, it should have a free flow. It should not lose its way in the dreary desert sands. It should not lose. The faith should be there, the truth should be there. People can put their heads high. Why? Why I can put like this? Yes, I am an Indian. When you say that, this head is held very high. I am a part of free India. Yes, your head has been kept high. And I am a knowledgeable person. I know the knowledge. I have the knowledge. I have the information. You see, people are speaking. Fluently they speak. Why? They have the knowledge. And so they can put it, they can talk over. People hear it. Certain people talk. We feel bored and we go away from that. Why? He doesn't have information. He is not giving information. Something blah blah is speaking. Your talk should be meaningful. Your talk should be informative. Then people will hear. And there should be a meaning for your freedom even. That is what Rabindranath Tagore said during that period itself. Pre-independent days. He has put over there. And now with pride we can say, yes, our thought process is very pure and it does not dry itself in the dead habits, dreary sands. No, it won't go. We do not have dead habits. Right? Our thought process is a free flow. That way you can keep your head high. Right? That is what is wanted. Unity, integrity, freedom and a oneness in the community. That is what we are taught in this unit 6. So, now we are Indians because of our culture, because of our tourism, because of our traditions, our traveling, right? And because of our cleanliness, hygiene and eco-friendly things, right? And even we have the space knowledge, right? Political knowledge we have, economical knowledge we have, everything we have. So we are the Indians. We have to feel proud for that. With that, this book comes to an end.